Hey, welcome back. Woodward Sports on a Tuesday in the city of Detroit. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. It is a pleasure to be joined now by the Hall of Famer, one of the great Lions of all time, and he's got some exciting news to share with us. The great Calvin Johnson. Calvin, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Calvin. What's going on, my guy? Fellow receiver to receiver. How you been, fam?
I'm doing good, Braylon. Good to see you, man.
Can't wait to see you at the outing this year, man. It should be a lot of
Braylon said he won your outing last year, Calvin.
I said we.
Oh, you we.
Oh, Rocket
you
Mortgage.
all. Oh, okay.
The Rocket Mortgage team. There's no I in team. We won.
And
yeah,
Calvin,
man. They pulled it out.
Calvin, let me hit you with this. We were just talking about just, how over the years, cannabis, CBD, how you thought about it 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and how you think about it now is completely different. And we have to congratulate you, Primitive Performance, the official performance partner of Ford Field. I mean, that is such a remarkable thing from where you started in this business to where it is now. Can you just speak to your excitement, how all that came to be?
Yeah, man, I'll just go back to what you were talking about, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. 20 years ago is really like my first experience with cannabis, 10 years ago was really when I was able to, the wolves pull from over my eyes, and I was able to see, the benefits behind cannabis, the power that's behind the plant, versus the stigma that's out there. And here we are today, over the last 6 years, we've been in this industry. With the goal of just creating innovative products. And we're doing that, and we're still on our way to creating those things and more.
So,
go ahead, Ryan.
So what is this going to look like, Calvin, the partnership with Ford Field? And we have to mention Rob Sims as well, your partner. Just tremendous what you guys have done with that brand.
Friend of the show.
What is this partnership with you and Ford Field going to look like? And we've said his name in the past is kind of bringing you into the fold, but how important was Lions COO Mike Disner involved in this as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. Mike has been huge. Just me coming back to the fold over the course of the last year. He was integral in this process, but it wasn't just him. I had to have buy-in from the organization as well. So we're out here. They see the hard work that we've put in and the products that we've created. And I think they took the step out and created the partnership, with us. And I'm just in this position. I just want to, we're grateful to be in this position. We know it's a privilege to obviously be in the industry that we're in. So, and in turn, being in this position, from that. So it's just exciting, to be able to, accomplish some of the things that we set out in our mission and vision and mission a while ago to do. And to see some of those things come to fruition and the rest of it that, we still have it in front of us.
Yo, Calvin, let me give you some respect real quick, man. I think a lot of people don't talk enough about how you were the right way on the field as well, the right way off the field. You did everything the right way, and I think this is another reason why this partnership came to be. But talk about what it means to be in one situation with the Detroit Lions in 1 minute, but then the Detroit Lions, you come to this agreement, and now you're creating something. I'm going to be honest, as a former player just like yourself, I would have never saw something like this, when I first started in 2005. You first started in 2007. Now here we are at the crux of it, and the Detroit Lions and Calvin Johnson are working together in the cannabis space. Just talk about what that means to you, like personally, not necessarily business-wise.
Yeah, personally, it just shows, the long way, and how things can change with time. Over time, the relationship wasn't always the greatest, but at the end of the day, I think there's a mutual respect, for one another. And I think just through conversation, and like I say, time will heal a lot of those wounds, and it's just really at the end of the day, just the conversation from both parties, them reaching out to me and me following up with them, and just the back and forth. There's good people on both sides, so it's hard not to create a win-win there.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. So we're congratulations with that partnership there, Calvin. No doubt about it. I wanted to ask you about the Detroit Lions, obviously, Calvin. How different is it walking in that building now compared to walking in that building 5-10 years ago?
I'm assuming you're talking about the practice facility or the actual stadium?
Just the atmosphere of being with this organization, the feel of the organization.
Got you. I'm going to go to the practice facility because that's where all the work is put in. And, I was over there a couple times last year, and I was always a big fan of Dan. Played with Dan. I know the guy that he is, and it was just a matter of time for those guys to buy in. It wasn't last year; it's like the end of the season before, like halfway through, you just seeing it click for this team, and they kind of went on almost like a little win streak there towards the end of it, and it's just the buy-in, man, from the culture that's being created there. You have all these coaches that have experience. I remember I had a coach that had experience in the league, 13 years of it. And I know what I did. I bought in, and I bought in. I listened to those lessons and I learned from them, and I was able to, wrap those things around what I was trying to do and creating myself as a player in the league. And you see these guys right here today doing it. They're buying in. And you see the stars starting to emerge, young guys starting to emerge into themselves and make a name for themselves. So it's just exciting to see the culture that is, that is creating all this growth over there in the players or just in the organization as a whole. It's just this.
Talking to first ballot Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson, friend of mine, and friend of the show. Calvin, also just talk about this. How cool is it for Dan Campbell just allow everybody to be how they are? I think that's so much of what we wanted as players and former players that are coaches. You just want to be able to be yourself in that space, and then once you see that, it's a lot of comfortability and it's easier to buy in.
100%. Like you say, when you have a coach that allows you to be yourself, and then the way he allows you to be yourself is just, you come in and you do your job, then the rest is we're living, we're having a good time, But it all starts with you coming in and being able to do the fundamental thing, and that's just getting the job done day by day. When you do that, then you can have a good time. Then you can live. And you can. It gets a little tighter. When those things aren't clicking on all cylinders and you're losing and you're not preparing the way you're supposed to. So 100%. A lot of that starts with Dan and him being a player and having an understanding for that himself.
Hey, Calvin, take us back to NFC Championship Sunday. Lions up 24-3 in that game. We're all watching that game. We can't wait for the clock to strike zero. We're going to the Super Bowl. What were your feelings at 24-3 and how it ended?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I was sitting there at halftime. Me and wifey, we had my iPad and her iPad up. One of them had the flight arrangement, the other one had the I couldn't make it out to the game because I had an event that weekend, a watch party. But so I was literally about to hit click, and then something in me just was like, I had a little spark, a little vision there. And I'm not saying I had a vision what was going to happen. I was like, man, I played 9 years in Detroit. Well, I haven't seen a lot of stuff happen. I've seen a lot of stuff. And the biggest key beyond that was everything said non-refundable. I was like, all right, let me hold on.
Hey, smart man. Keep that cash in your pocket.
Man, momentum, that's the thing in these games, man. You saw how the momentum was. Momentum going to swing at some point. It's just a matter of you can just retain it after that, and we weren't able to retain it, unfortunately.
How much fuel do you think that gives this team coming into next year?
From my point of view, I saw this team. I saw a huge opportunity this past year because of the way the division looked. I was like, okay, obviously we were in the NFL, so you're going to have to earn it every Sunday. But then, we don't have no killers at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Granted, my man Love over there is growing into something himself. Who knows what Chicago's about to do. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Minnesota's about to do, but you never know. They could come in and, it's hard to get a stud out as a rookie, but you never know what moves can be made. So I thought last year was a great opportunity, but seeing them progress through the season, seeing them win tough games, and I really don't care who's on the other side now, because we have a solid quarterback. We got a solid offense. We shore up that defense a little bit, man. I'm excited about going back into this next year and whoever we're playing.
Won't keep you too much longer, but we got to talk about the wide receiver position. You played it, I played it as well, and there's a fellow all-pro wide receiver on the team, number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't want to talk about him right now. Maybe Ryan will jump into that. Number 9 for me is the one I want to talk about.
It's his birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday to J-Mo. Happy birthday, J-Mo, 100%. How cool was it seeing, obviously it was in a loss, so you can say take it with a grain of salt, but how cool was it seeing him being able to step up in the big moment, NFC Championship game? He had 2 touchdowns. It's kind of what we've been waiting to see from J-Mo. Seemed like they're starting to take the training wheels off. How big can J-Mo be for this team?
Yeah, man, J-Mo can be huge. You know, you mentioned Amon-Ra. We know he's huge. He's Mr. Consistent for us, but J-Mo can be the X factor for this team. I think we saw it when he first came in. He had those, like, I mean, his first couple catches were like touchdowns or just huge splash plays, and it was like, oh shoot. And I just think about it, you know, as a rookie, you're like, man, okay, we polished that thing off a little bit right there, man. We might have something good. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm excited for the kid. You know, I mean, he had a little bit of some ups and downs, but hopefully, I mean, at the end of the day, those are just stepping stones, man. So as long as he's viewing those as such and getting better from those, man, I'm excited about his potential.
All right, Calvin, put your general manager hat on. All right, April 25th, the draft in Detroit. Lions on the clock at 29. They've got 2 more picks in the top 90 as well. Who are you taking? Not who are you taking. What positions are you taking for the Lions?
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, I honestly, man, I really do believe defense is gonna win you a championship. Granted, we got Goff. He's played great last year, and I think he's gonna continue to do that. Because we got a great O line and a great support staff there, but I think you can get somebody key on each level there on the defense potentially. I'm not a GM. I'm not Brad Holmes, but you give me a great defensive somebody inside, defensive tackle or defensive end there. It's another great linebacker or another somebody in the secondary, or maybe a great defensive lineman. And I don't know I don't know the current state exactly. I haven't been following too close, but maybe 2 in the secondary. Just get you some studs back there potentially that can come in, because you can see defensive players have some big impacts in the last couple of years here in the NFL. So I think we can make that happen.
Keyword defense.
Yeah, that's right.
2 wide receivers telling you guys defense is the key. Pay attention.
Hey, I think I always ask you this question, Calvin, but I'm going to ask you again. Your 3 top wide receivers, your favorite 3 wide receivers.
Man, every time.
I don't know if I do it every time, but I'm going to slip
it in there. I hate
this
because I always leave somebody out.
I know, but I'm giving you 3 only. Braylon will give you 20. I'm asking you for 3.
Hey, look, man, because there's so many guys that will go, man. I won't disrespect anybody.
Exactly. No disrespect. I mean, that's just a disclaimer right there. Boom.
That's fine.
Jerry, Randy, and Calvin, let's get out of here. Let's call it a day.
Jerry, are you talking about all time, or are you talking about current players?
All time.
Jerry, Randy, and Calvin, let's get out of here.
Be quiet, man. Let him talk.
Sorry, damn.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it boils down to. I don't think you can ever remove Jerry from just his impact, his legacy, the length of time, his tenure in the league. That's huge. Randy, I wanted to make plays like that. That was part of the inspiration for me to be able to go up and dunk on dudes. So 100% those guys, and obviously there's a lot of other ones that I looked up to growing up, but you can't, yeah, 100%. I'll leave it like that.
Hey, Calvin, let me ask you. Braylon mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown. What has made this 4th round pick that was seemingly an afterthought, I think, from a lot of teams? 32 teams passed him over 4 times. 16 wide receivers taken before him, and now he's a top 5, a top 10 receiver in the game. I think top 10 for sure. What makes him so great?
Chip on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But it takes more than that. You gotta stack those good days up on top of good days. And that's practice. Because if you could do it there, you could simulate the game in practice, and that's what he does. I see him work out there. When he plays at the same speed in practice, puts in the same energy in practice that he does in the game time. You've already been through what you're going to do in the game. You've been through it obviously physically. Then there's a mental component to it. But he takes care of that Monday through Friday or Saturday, whatever you want to call it, a work week. So on Sunday when he gets out there, he's just flowing. He's in his zone. That's what we see. He's my man playing in his zone. So in order to do that, you got to take care of those buckets during the week, and he does that.
Calvin, final question for you. Have you seen the new uniforms yet? We are expected to get new uniforms. An announcement on April 18th, I believe it is. The draft hat does have a black lion. You have worn the black uniform before. Have you seen the uniform, and would you like to see a return of the Lions black uniform?
Be careful.
No comment. But
Smart.
I will comment on the jersey, man. We haven't. I don't know if we haven't worn it again since my '08 season. I think because we went on 16 that year.
Yes.
Maybe that's why we haven't. maybe that's why we haven't brought it back out. But man, that was the coldest jersey, man. I was so excited to hear that. I'm definitely going to get me one. You know, but I'm excited to bring it back. Hope they go all black. I don't know if they will, but I hope they do all black.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Well, Calvin, we can't thank you enough for your time here on Woodward Sports. And, of course, check out Primitive as well. Primitive, the official performance partner of Ford Field. Calvin, thanks so much, my friend.
Appreciate it. Good to see you guys. Hit us
Always,
up at primitiveperformance.com. And Braylon, I'm going to hit you up so we get some rounds in this year.
Yes, sir. It'll be fun, man.
Thanks, Calvin.
Don't get me too bad, man.
Hey,
I know that's all
Calvin,
you do is golf, and don't get me too bad.
If you ever want to come back to the Fox 2 TV studio, too, we can eat those burgers again. Remember that?
That was good. Of course. I'm going to have to take you up on that.
All right. Anytime you're invited. All right. Calvin Johnson, everybody. Thanks so much again. Check out Primitive Performance, the official performance partner of Ford Field.